Um, all right. I am now live, everyone. So, hello, everyone. How are you all doing today? Hope you all are doing fantastic because, you know, every day should be fantastic for you all. But, anyways, hope you're all doing good, though. I'm doing pretty decent. Well, I had to go out earlier today, so that's why I didn't start streaming earlier. But anyways, I'm here and I am streaming today, so everything's kosher. Things. Glad you're good as well. That is good to hear. Yep. So I think you all have probably heard about Hurricane Laura, and it blew up. It just blew up into a Category 4 hurricane. Hello, Radical Charge, Brian She. Hope I'm saying that right. Hope you guys are doing all right as well. Extreme weather. Do you think 300 billion? Of course, it would be a lot. That would burn a whole city if that happened. Um, Oh yes, my Mississippi friend is being very stubborn. Well, that's not good. Um, Being stubborn in a hurricane is not good. Are they on the coast? I mean, because if they're on the coast, um, don't joke around, Brad. Yeah, let's not about that at the moment. Um, I mean, if they're on the coast, then they should evacuate because of all the storm surge. Um, Evacuate if you're told to do so, please. I've said this multiple times. Evacuate means leave. Get out of the area because there's imminent danger in your area. If they tell you to evacuate, that means there's imminent danger in your area and you need to do what they say because you're putting your life at risk if you're staying and you're not listening to your local officials saying to evacuate. So she's in Pescagoula. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the models here on the Hurricane Center. First things first, of course, I always show this first, and that is the tropical storm force wind probabilities. I offered to put her up in a room, but she would budge, shaking my head. Here's the thing. You're always going to get stubborn people for these kinds of situations. And, I mean, I really don't see why people want to be like this for these kinds of situations because they're putting their life at risk. And, safety comes first all the time. All the time, it comes first. First is your life. And, staying behind puts your life at risk for... it just puts your life at risk, let's just say that. I'm going to be on the phone with her later when it comes. Yep, safety first. Safety always first. But anyways, so... you guys are probably wondering what this is. This is actually a part of the wind risk of Laura. I was wondering what that was yesterday, but now I'm seeing what it is. So we do have 90% wind risks, all in the purple in Louisiana. So that's pretty dangerous. 50 knot wind probability, as we can see here. Yes. We have a 60% wind or 90% wind, 58 wind probability in there. That's quite dangerous. Pretty much, I say this every stream. Pretty much everyone in the 60% and higher is probably going to be seeing this. Anyone in here might have a chance, or they might have a chance of not seeing this happening. Hurricane wind probabilities, yet again, everyone in here could be seeing it. Everyone in here and down could have a chance of not seeing it. Hurricane wind probabilities, we see a lot of those, dark golds all in through here. Those golds is what really gets me. Because, that means that you may see it. So, that's for the wind probabilities, the hurricane force wind probabilities, anyway, for Laura. Warnings and the cone path, as we can see. Of course, here it is. It's located just off of the Louisiana coast and Texas coast. Set to make landfall in Louisiana right next to the Texas border. And it's pretty much going to ride up the Texan-Louisiana border. Say that all the time. Or I say that all the time whenever I'm tracking this thing. And it's going to weaken down to tropical storm status on 1 p.m. Thursday. And by the same time, Friday, it'll be a depression. And then it'll pretty much stay the same whenever it gets out to the mid-Atlantic. And then it has the potential to grow back into a tropical storm by 1 p.m. Sunday as a remnant. Should be about 75 to 80 miles out. Yeah. 5 to 10% of hurricane force winds. What shade is this? That is the true green, I believe. Let's go back to that. Hurricane. Yeah, hurricane. That is the dark and greens. So that's what that is anyway, Brad. So we're going to take a look at the U.S. rainfall potential for Laura. And as we can see here, we see 10% in the red. So that's a lot of rain. Certainly is a lot of rain. We do see those little areas saying 15 inches of rain. But that is not on shore. Although 10 inches of rain, 6 inches of rain as well in the oranges. That'll really cause some flash flooding. Oh boy, a buoy is recording 70 wind gusts. That is quite a lot. Wow, that's a lot of water. Sure is a lot of water. Someone just said for me to someone just texted me saying to put on the Weather Channel, but I am streaming. So, anyway. So, back to this. Yes, this is a lot of water. And probably anyone in here in the, 2-inch mark, the dark green, you could be seeing some flash flooding as well. So that's something to also keep in mind. Flash flooding potential, as we can see there, we do have a 50% high risk in the pinks. So that you're going to be in a flash flood warning if you're in that. I'm just going to say it. 20% moderate in the reds there. That is a very high flash flooding potential as well. Slight, also relatively high. There could be some flash flooding in there. And then, of course, for the marginal is a bit lower than that. Let's get to the peak surge. And as we can see here, for the peak storm surge, we do have what they all say, unsurvivable storm surge. Big, very, very large word usage there. Very strong word there, but I actually gotta trust them on this because, I mean, and I do kind of agree with that. I mean, unsurvivable, 15 to 20 foot storm surge. You know, that's higher than probably a 2-story house. About. Or maybe just at it. So it's dangerous. So, you know, these people, I hope these people are out of the area. Everyone in here, I hope everyone in this area here is, you know, evacuated, because that is dangerous storm surge. 10 to 15 foot storm surge is also very dangerous. 8 to 12 foot storm surge, also very dangerous. You know, that's above the first floor of your home. So hopefully everyone in here is out and evacuated from this area, because that is some very dangerous storm surge, and that's a big thing for hurricanes, as I always say. Very dangerous. It's a very dangerous factor for hurricanes, and you know, it's something that we really need to keep our eyes on. And you know, flooding at that stage can do a lot of damage. So, again, please evacuate if told to do so. It means leave. It means that there's imminent danger around you. You are putting your life at risk if you don't evacuate. Please, very dangerous situation. Get out if you're told to evacuate. Dangerous and borderline catastrophic. Well, indeed, there, Electro Vibes. The Weather Channel is predicting at 1 a.m. Lake Charles will experience 125 mile an hour wind gusts. That's very high wind gusts. That'll really pick up some large objects. That'll do damage. Unfortunately, it's a pretty monstrous storm. As we're seeing, Category 4 still rapidly intensifying. Category 5 intensity is not off the table yet. It could become a Cat 5 because it is still strengthening as we speak. So U.S. Tornado potential. We do have a tornado watch in effect. Let me actually put on this for you guys. Alright, so I know this isn't a severe weather stream, but this isn't me trying to show you severe weather. It's me trying to show you the risks for tornadoes in the storm. And we do have a 10% tornado risk. And that is what we saw for Hurricane Isaias from earlier this month. So this could drop a lot of twisters. It's got the potential, and there's already been so many tornado warnings, as I've seen earlier. Very unfortunate. You know, you can't always predict that it's going to be a tornado outbreak, because you know, we don't know that it's going to be a tornado outbreak. I mean, I look at a tornado outbreak as, you know, the Easter Day tornado outbreak of this year, or the 1974 thing, or the 2011, storms of April, and also May of 2011. So that's what I call it, and a full-blown outbreak. Yep, that's very true. Good call, Electro. Indeed. So, again, could produce a bunch of twisters. That's also another thing for hurricanes. They can produce tornadoes, and they can be from any. They can be any scale. EF1 to EF5. Most likely won't be seeing any EF5s. We could be seeing. I'm not gonna guess any ratings, so that's a bad idea. Please don't guess ratings of tornadoes, because it's always a bad idea. Um, but anyways, let's go ahead and get to some of the wind here. This is at about 11 p.m. Today, and as we can see here, looks like we see some very strong winds. It is saying the winds are less intense than what is predicted, but we could be seeing very intense winds for much of Louisiana. Laura is now at 150 within the 8 p.m. advisory. It's rapidly intensifying, as I said before. And as I said, yes, Category 5 is not off the table. It's not off the table at the moment. We could be seeing a Cat 5 hurricane with Laura. With all the warm sea surface temperatures and low wind shear, another thing, we could be, it's that gives it potential to rapidly intensify. She's churning. Yeah. Take a look at the satellite imagery here. This is live as we speak, and that is a scary looking hurricane. Do not get me wrong. That's a scary looking hurricane. We got the very large eye right there, and it's got a very, very large, too, very impressive look to this hurricane. So, not joke around. Let's not, yeah. Not today. Not today. Brad, not today. Let's not do that today. But anyways, so yes, I wanted to see the sea surface temperature, or sea surface temperatures. Yes, and as we can see, this is about where it is located. So here's where it's located, the hurricane. I'm going to go ahead and leave that circle that I just drew up there, and I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the sea surface temperatures. So center is around right here. Here's the eye is around there. And right where the eye is, we're seeing 86 sea surface temperatures are at 86 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's really warm. So at that point, you're going to be seeing rapid intensification. Well, that's one thing. Low wind shear. Another thing. That's also going to cause rapid intensification. Very low wind shear, actually, is what we're seeing in the Gulf of Mexico. Moist air, another thing. Very moist air in the Gulf of Mexico will also cause rapid intensification. Yeah, it's cooking. She's gonna blow up. She already is blowing up. Matter of fact, it's already blown up. It's in the past 24 hours, it's gained probably around 70 winds of 70 miles an hour. That's how much wind it's gained over the past 24 hours. So it's gained a lot from the past day, which is, it's kind of insane. This is kind of what we're seeing with Hurricane Michael. That one blew up into a Cat 5. And we're seeing the same thing with Laura. Don't say it's going to be another Michael, because all storms are different. Every single hurricane is different. Not all hurricanes are the same. There's something different with each and every hurricane. That's the thing. Don't compare one storm to another. Facts, it did blow up. It sure did. Hurricane Michael. Big fact, no storm is the same. That is true. So yes, anyway, let's actually go ahead and get to the models here on the GFS here, and as we can see, of course, it's kind of obvious that this is Hurricane Laura, and we see that center circulation with it. It's got that closed center, or not the center circulation. I apologize. Closed center is what we're seeing with this, and of course, yes, closed center. They may be similar, but never the same. Very true. So pretty much by very early tomorrow morning, it could make landfall. So it could strike Louisiana, or it's gonna strike Louisiana at night. Just to get to the cone forecast again here, and yeah, right here, yeah, it could hit at night. Arrival time. Yep, nighttime landfall. So, and since it's night, you don't know, you can't see anything. It is dark out. You can't see anything. You don't know what's going on, because of course it's night. And it could be pretty scary, being in hurricane at night, and it looks like some of Louisiana could be seeing, or the southwestern part of Louisiana could see some of the storm throughout the day as well, but it would be overland at its strongest point at night. So that is really not good news for this hurricane with its time of landfall, or with its predicted time of landfall anyway. So firing up the scanners now. I could give you some counties. I'll give you the Lake Charles County, or I'll give you the county Lake Charles is in. I cannot. Calcasieu Parish County. Here, this is how it's spelled. I think I'm saying it right. Apologies if I'm if I'm not saying it right, but hopefully I am. So that's the county Lake Charles is in, and that's pretty much where the biggest well, it's the closest major city to the landfall. So yeah, And hopefully everyone in Lake Charles is out of there, because the storm surge rates won't be good news. As I said, unsurvivable. Very strong wording again, but you always got to take their advice. Unsurvivable, that's from the Hurricane Center. And if they say that, then you should probably evacuate and get yourselves out of the Louisiana and Texas coast, because dangerous and unsurvivable storm surge, according to the Hurricane Center. Yep, had the warnings. So, yeah, this is pretty much what we're seeing at about 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time. It'll pretty much be right on the border, well, the central part of the border of Louisiana and Texas. Any info on it slowing down? Well, it's still moving at around, hold on, let me check how fast it's moving. It's moving northwest at 15 miles an hour. So I haven't seen that's really slowed down at all. It may have slowed down a little bit. Brad, it's moving at 15 miles an hour. With winds up to 145 miles an hour, with a minimum central pressure of 947 millibars. Cool, just wondering. Thank you. No problem. So, not really, Ray. It's picking up heat and steam. Yeah. So, very intense storm, as we're seeing here. And yeah, the center of circulation is, of course, where the eye is. As we can really see on here, that's really got that center of circulation. Very, very well built storm. And it's still intensifying as we speak. And according to what NB said, it's got winds of 150 miles an hour. So that really tells us that it's still strengthening. Actually, wonder how many miles is it away from Houston? Well, the center is about 175 miles away from the city of Houston. But Houston will not be getting the worst of the storm. They'll probably just get the outer rain bands of the storm. But I mean, yeah, Houston could feel some impacts from it. They really could. Makes you wonder what's worse, slow or faster, because it's so shallow there. I mean, it depends. I mean, if you got a slow-moving storm, going over the very warm waters and very waters that are favorable for development. Yeah, that's probably worse. But anyways, yeah, it's either way. It's hard to say, Ray. Either way, it's gonna be strong. Yeah. So it honestly depends on that. Apparently there's a plane going through in Hurricane Laura as we speak. So hopefully we'll get some updates for Hurricane Laura for this Category 4 hurricane. Um, so scary for sure. Very indeed, yes. This is a very scary hurricane. Very, very intense. Actually, searching for cams. There's a cam near Lafayette, Intracoastal City. Let's take a look at that. Although it does its frames by hour, so we can't really see much with how the winds are looking. But here's what it looks like near, I guess, Lafayette, or just south of Lafayette, near a city called Intracoastal City. So yeah, pretty. Thank you for the coverage, ELW. You are very welcome, and thank you. Well, yeah, you are very welcome. I'm always happy to stream for big weather events. So, Cameron, Louisiana is currently. So it looks like conditions are very wet, of course. Yeah, they're seeing the outer rain bands of the hurricane as we speak right here. Intracoastal City, that's where that weather cam is. Here's a page with cams on it. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at that. And I'll go ahead and show you guys. Galveston, Texas. All right. So here's what we're seeing in Galveston, Texas as we speak. And yeah, we can really see those those trees here really moving a lot. It's pretty large waves going on all out on the shore. Fairly decent conditions though with the sky, but things could change tomorrow. So says this is one of the live cams that Electrovibes did put into the chat. Or that's a page where you can find all of these weather cams in I guess Galveston or in Texas and Louisiana. So Hurricane Laura, that one does not work. Oh, let's take a look at this one. That was yesterday. This one's frame by frame. It's also kind of far from all the trees here, so I can't really tell how windy it is. But I mean, the conditions with the sky look to be kind of dark over in that direction. So do have some cams on this here, windy. There's one here in Intracoastal City, but they do it frame by frame. It would be... Oh, let me look up some... live cams. That's the Galveston one. I just found one here. I guess here's a good one, but this is located in New Orleans, which is, I guess, well, it's located right here. So it's kind of far off from the center of the hurricane. But I mean, they're already seeing windy conditions. I guess here's the radar loop they have. But yeah, we can see some of the trees are moving a little. And the power lines are moving. So that's a way that you can tell it is. Or that's a way you can tell with the winds. Or how strong the winds are. And they're pretty light. So, so that was one of them in New Orleans. I just found one in Galveston, but it's not very close to the center of the storm. Tornado warning in near New Orleans. And when was this issued? It was just issued, I believe. Yeah, it was just issued. So it's probably for this here. A closer one. All right. Let me take a look. All right. Lake Charles. So this is in Lake Charles as we speak. And looks like some of the conditions are very or it looks like the conditions seem to be pretty breezy, as we're seeing. Tide seems to be pretty calm, but you never know. That'll probably change pretty soon. So that's where the brunt of it will hit. Yeah, this is pretty much where it's gonna, or this is pretty much where the center will get close to. Epic coverage already pre-landfall. Thank you very much for the positive feedback, Ray Clay. Very much appreciated. Very well appreciated. So all positive feedback is great. I love it. Thank you very much, though, for the positive feedback. All right, let me take a look at this camera, Electro Vibes, another Galveston one. All right, here's another one. And this is in Galveston, Texas. And here we're seeing some fairly decent waves. All right, there. Breezy conditions, as we're seeing in Galveston. And so yeah, Galveston's right there. So that's where this weather camera is. And yeah, they're probably seeing some wind effects from Laura. And a pretty decent tide. Very decent tide, actually. Those are some pretty decent waves. And that's probably because of Laura. So there's no rain near Galveston at the moment. Well, let me double check that. Actually there is rain near Galveston, but one of the bands is right here, and that's about 60 miles away from Galveston. Well, the part going towards Galveston is about 70 to 80 miles away from it. So Dania Beach's cam. All right, let me go ahead and take a look at this. Wait, Dania Beach? Are there any tornado warnings? Yes, we got a couple tornado warnings, actually. Dania Beach Pier cam, yeah. Live from Lake Charles. Alright, I just got another live cam. So yeah, you can really tell how windy it is because, you know, the camera's shaking a bunch. Really kind of tells it to you. So yeah, pretty windy conditions. And you can slowly see that the clouds are moving at a pretty fast rate. So yeah, it's shaking a lot, so that really tells you that you know, there's pretty windy conditions. Or there's stuff heading up to their way, so um yeah, this is live. This cam here is live from Lake Charles. And I do not know what direction this is facing, but I think this might be facing. So here's Lake Charles. Hold on. So here's Lake Charles, and it's facing some sort of bridge. So I'm gonna go ahead and guess. So there's a bridge, or a bridge anyway. So it could be either facing this way towards that bridge, or facing this way towards that bridge, or kind of facing at that bridge, because there's two. It looks to be kind of large and straight. Let me check again. Well, which one was it? This one. Yeah, it looks to be straight. So yeah, that could be this bridge. So that is looking away from Laura. Looks like that one, yeah. So yeah, I think that might be the one that I pointed out. Yeah, very breezy conditions already going on in Lake Charles, Louisiana. So before you know it, things are going to get really intense, and danger could really, or danger amounts could really rise. So hopefully everybody is out of here because of the storm surge. If it's, you know, winds, I mean, you know, if you got like really high winds of like 100, I mean, I would board up and then ride out the storm somewhere. Probably stay underground, shelter like you would for a tornado. But you know, if you got storm surge of like 15 to 20 feet, you know, you would probably want to get out of there. And you know, when they tell you to evacuate, leave, because imminent danger. I said it at the beginning of the stream. You know, very dangerous conditions could really rise as the day, or as the night does go on. Unfortunately for those in Lake Charles, we have 3 tornado warnings. So we're already kind of seeing something. We're already seeing some tornadic activity. We see thing of rotation there, and a little thing there, but not as impressive as to what you would see, or as to these two anyway. So there's no basements down there. They either have bunkers or nothing. Yeah, true. Yeah, basements. So I mean, or just get into a closet or into a bathroom. Look at that bright red. Yeah, bright red with these here. Things are rotation, so that is very interesting. And you know, these are, you know, supercell thunderstorms. Don't know what a, you know, if you don't know what a supercell is, it's a rotating thunderstorm. That's what a supercell is. It's a rotating thunderstorm, and we're really seeing rotation with this one. So there could be a chance for something under that. Too much of a debris signature with this one. But there could be something under there. Now this one I'm really getting, or I'm really I'm really have my attention on this. David Schlott Howard is live. Probably. I think everybody's live. Like, everybody is live at the moment. So I would not be surprised if that was the case. Loading. Okay, yeah. So it's just radar indicator rotation. So it's not, you know... It's only tornado warned from base velocity. Nothing else. Looks like the rotation here has kind of gone away, so this could probably be expired soon, although... Yeah, it could probably be expired any second. So these two things of rotation here, or these two storms, are really grabbing my attention with tornadoes. On Klondike fire scanners, which is where they are predicting the damage. Every weather person is live now. Klondike. Wait, that's where it's gonna directly hit. Hold on, Klondike? Hooks everywhere. Yeah. It's in Cameron Parish. Louisiana Parish and... Oh, so yeah, that's right here. So that's this here. Yeah, that's exactly where it's gonna hit. It's kind of gonna go up and then kind of hit there, and then kind of ride the Texas and Louisiana border. So yeah, yeah, you're right. That is where it's gonna exactly hit. Now Cameron's gonna be underwater. It's gonna be an underwater town. That's how I can put it. From all the storm surge that they're predicting, it's gonna be a town underwater. I hope everyone is out of there. You know, 15 to 20 storm surge, that'll create, or that'll put cities underwater. So, I mean, yeah, they're talking about historic changes after this. Very certain. Yes, it's possible. I'm really, you know, I'm worried for Louisiana. I mean, you're probably on the same boat as I am too. I bet everyone on the stream is on the same boat that I am with Louisiana. Almost in tears talking about this one on their local news. I mean, it's not a blamed about that. I mean, it's pretty insane seeing this. It's sad and insane at the same time when you get this very destructive hurricane going up to a place where they haven't seen something like this in forever. Maybe they haven't seen anything like this ever. They've been talking about Hurricane Rita a lot, but that hit around here as a Category 3. So, and this is going to be making landfall as a potential 4. So, yeah, Category 4 hurricane landfall. And it could be a 5. That's not off the table. A 5 is not off the table. Once you get to a 5, you're going to be seeing catastrophic damage everywhere where the storm path is tracked. No, it's not. It's not off the table. It's still intensifying as we speak. Could very well happen to be a 5. It could be a 5 as we speak right now. I mean, well, not now, but it could be very close to that point. Right now, it's got winds of 150 miles an hour, but just 6 more, we're at a 5. So, something to really keep a lookout for is intensification to a 5, because that's the top category. They're describing it as humid as they've very. Oh, those velocities! Just look at those velocities. Now that really tells you that this is a strong storm. So, let's actually see where the eye is. See how close Lake Charles is to the eye. It's Lake Charles is 117 miles away from the eye of Laura. Being as humid as they've ever felt it. That does make sense. These are the local residents speaking on their local news. Um, 87 miles away from where it's gonna hit. So how fast is it moving? The last time I checked, it said 15 miles an hour. Yeah, 15 miles an hour. So that's relatively slow. So that'll be there probably by tonight. 15 miles an hour. So it'll probably be about 5 to 6 hours until it makes landfall. So it's got probably around 4 to 5 hours to keep intensifying until it starts losing it. That's around 11:30 to 12 midnight. Yeah, or 12 to 1 a.m. 5 to 6 hours is around 12 to 1 a.m. Yeah, probably 11 to 1 a.m. is when it could make landfall. 11 p.m. is when it could really start affecting the coast. Start really, yeah, it could really start affecting the coast at around 11, and then it'll make landfall at around 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. in between there, and that's when everyone should be inside. They probably should be inside right now, or if you're on the coast, you shouldn't be in this area. You should be out. You shouldn't. Everyone in the coast, there should be no one in there because of the storm surge. You shouldn't be in the coast. Yeah, you really shouldn't. Um, Probably the most dangerous, or one of the most dangerous things, or if not the most dangerous thing with a hurricane. Um, or near the coast. Yeah. I'd be halfway to Ohio from there by now. For real. Yeah. Um, how many inches of rain per hour do you estimate? Like, I mean, like if you're talking about inland, I mean, the rain estimates on the coast are uh, about 10 inches of rain. We saw this coming off the coast last week and knew it had potential to be large. Yeah, that's what a lot of people were actually thinking as well. You know, uh, everyone projected low wind shear, very warm sea surface temperatures. At that point, yeah. That this will really intensify quickly, and it'll intensify to a monster as we're seeing here. It's big. It really is big. Um, think about it. Strongest storm on the whole planet as we speak. This is the strongest storm on the planet as we speak. Like, it's the strongest storm right now on the whole planet. And like for like right now. Um the first one was decent size. The second wave was already ready to become something. Honestly, yeah, this one, yeah, a lot of people knew that this was gonna be big. Last week I'm speaking of. I mean, yeah, there were those two waves, and then the chances for them becoming tropical depressions, kept on going up, and then they eventually became tropical depressions. It was already big. Well, this one, yeah, um, it was. Um, I mean, Marco. it wasn't as of what everyone thought it would have been. Like, it was less than what most people thought it would have been. But that Marco was a weird tropical system. So I don't know if you guys knew about that one, but or knew what really happened with that one, but so the center of circulation was going towards Louisiana, but all of the weather was going into Florida. So, and the whole thing was at one point going towards Florida, and then the center of circulation started going towards Louisiana. So, center of circulation, and then, the whole weather was over here in Florida. So, thankfully, Louisiana did not see much or really anything from Marco, which is good news for them. Although, Louisiana is seeing this one. But at least it gave them time, or more time, to prepare for this one. Because, this one is a lot, stronger. It's, it's well organized, very well organized hurricane here. Very impressive center circulation, just impressive build. Huge eye, very large eye. Let's go ahead and take a look at the satellite imagery. Yeah, take a look at that eye. Just take a look at how big the hurricane in general is. I mean, this looks to be almost as big as Texas. I don't know if you guys saw it. So this is pretty much, I guess, the size of it. And just compare that to Texas. You're seeing a hurricane almost to the size of the whole state of Texas, which is, it's a massive storm. I know we've had storms like this. That's the size of Texas. Hurricane Irma and Florence were very large hurricanes. This one has that kind of size as those other hurricanes. But I mean, as I said before, they're not the same exact thing. I mean, don't compare one storm to another, as I said before. So, yes, very large. That movie storm size. I mean, yeah, probably. This is a Category 4. This is a Category 4 hurricane having the potential to become a 5. And it's very possible that it's going to be a 5. A lot of it has moved inland. But I'm not taking it off the table yet. I'm not taking it off the table. Yeah, it's still building, as we can see there. Yeah, we got something very interesting going on up here. The storms in movies are always perfect looking. Very true. And I mean, this is a very, very excellent storm. Very excellent storm. And please know I'm meaning that in a bad way. Because, I am meaning that in a bad way. So Um, heat, heat in the ocean, big thing. Um, when that southwest quadrant comes around, it's going to be huge if it does. Yep, that's probably pretty true. Um, as I said, it's a big storm, very large hurricane, almost as I said before. Um, well, here it's showing that it's a little smaller than Texas, maybe the size of Florida on the infra plus, but I mean, still that's a large storm. Um, anyways, yeah, the southwest quadrant. That's intense. It looks like it's pulsing. Factory, it's churning on both ends. It does look to be churning, yeah. So, when the Weather Channel has to evacuate, it's serious. True. That's true facts. So, they evacuated their Louisiana facilities. And this is all on the Gulf Coast. You know, Cantori didn't like that. Yeah, those are some strong velocities. This is a very, very big hurricane. What's the cloud tops of this hurricane, actually? Let's take a look at that, because always interesting to see that. 53,000 foot echo tops. So we're seeing some pretty high echo tops in around the eye wall there. Or in the eye wall. Those oranges there are indicating that. So, yeah, those are some high echoes. And I did see that there's some thunderstorm activity going on in the eye wall, probably around here. Well, let me check where all that thunderstorm activity is going on. And actually, it doesn't look like that there's much thunderstorm activity. There is spotty lightning. Most of the thunderstorm activity is going on in the line here. This is where the thunderstorm activity is, and we got 3 tornado warnings. Let's actually choose this radar station. And we're still seeing rotation for this one here. Some nice velocities and the thing of rotation for the tornado warned storm in Wilkinson County, southeastern Wilkinson. Let's just say Wilkinson County, Mississippi. They're telling folks to hunker down in bathrooms, such closets, snacks, phones, mattress, hammer. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I mean, wait, this is for the tornado warnings, right? Or is it just for the hurricane in general? I mean, good idea for both things. Well, especially for the tornado warnings. Well, I shouldn't say especially. I mean, probably be doing that in both. For both. Yeah, could see both going on for that. So so they also said some folks refuse to leave their homes in Cameron Parish. Oh, that's right there. That's really bad, actually. Anyone in Cameron Parish there should be no one in this area. And that's just putting their life at risk. Some of them changed their minds earlier today, but some didn't. Honestly, evacuate. I mean, they were ordered to evacuate all on the Louisiana coast here for all of that, for Parish. This whole area here, they ordered evacuations. And let's take a look at the storm surge again. And here, it's the reason why they ordered evacuation is because of the storm surge. Let's take a look at the peak surge. There it is. That explains it. 15 to 20 foot storm surge, 10 to 15 foot storm surge. Cameron Parish is actually right here, and they're in the 15 to 20 foot storm surge. Imagine, water going up to you flooding at that amount. Unsurvivable. There's a reason why they tell you to evacuate. And if you're told to evacuate, leave. Imminent danger. Or not, there is danger imminent for the area. I mean, also for predicted storm surge could be another reason why, evacuations are called up. And, they've called up evacuations for this whole area on the coast. Even for right here, 10 to 15 foot storm surge. For this whole area here, I could see them calling evacuations. And potentially even for right here, because that is also very dangerous. 8 to 12 foot storm surge. That'll really put towns underwater, especially that Cameron. Cameron's going to be an underwater town. I'm just going to say that. It's going to be a town underwater. And people are refusing to leave the town of Cameron. Now, that's they probably won't survive after this storm if they're staying in that town that has 15 to 20 foot storm surge predicted. Because unsurvivable storm surge, 15 to 20 foot storm surge, they're probably not going to survive after that. No matter what. I mean, it could really damage buildings to the point where they can't hold up anymore. If you get high up, those buildings are probably not going to hold that storm surge. And I mean, Cameron, take a look at Cameron. Here's Cameron. What's around there? Well, nothing really. Any tall buildings? Not at all. It's just at most of probably 2-story buildings. Probably not even that high. Probably just 1-story building. So it's going to be a town underwater. And here's a local news stream. Oh, so this is live. So yeah, that's actually showing live coverage, I guess. Wait, hold on. Alright. Yes, it has a cam on it. Oh, it's got a camera on it. Maximum sustained winds 145. It has been upgraded to 150 not too long ago. It is a Cat 4 as we do speak. 100-foot. Let's not joke around like that, Brad. Kind of a serious situation, and that's scaring people too much. I mean, people need to be scared, but that's over the board. That is way over the board. They were showing off different cam shots, but not so much now. Just a Doppler radar with audio. Let me try and find some live cams. Let me look for a live cam in near Cameron. I don't think there's one in Cameron. I think the closest one is in Lake Charles. I actually still have that one up, but yeah. Now it looks to be shaking up and down even more. So that really tells you that it's coming closer and closer and closer. Yeah, Lake Charles. Lake Charles is the closest area right now to the hurricane. Why is that extremely overboard? 100 foot flash flooding is never seen that before. Anyway, yeah, let's not get there. So we still see that's a little bit offshore, but outer rain bands are starting to now affect Louisiana. So tomorrow's going to be an interesting day. And you know, historic historic things, historic changes from this storm, I think that seems right. Because, you know, Category 3 hurricane coming up, it'll probably do catastrophic damage. It will do catastrophic damage, especially with, you know, all the storm surge. What are the echoes? For the hurricane, we're seeing at most of 49,000 foot echoes for 50,000 foot echoes for the eye wall in Laura. Yes, unfortunately, yes. That's huge. It is big. We're seeing another tornado warning. There's another tornado warning, so... When was this one issued? Not too long ago. Looks like that rotation has kind of disappeared. That's where the rotation is, but it doesn't look as impressive as it did. Oh, excuse me. So, yeah. So seeing rotation there. You cannot see the rotation in this one much because of all of this. It's all glitched radar data. So I think James Storm Spotter is gonna call me. I did just yeah, he's gonna call me. Okay. Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay, cool. I have some headphones on this time. Hopefully you can hear him a little better. I was just talking to him earlier. James Storm Spotter. And his internet was a bit better. So hopefully this time you guys can understand what he's saying. Water is covering some roads in Lake Charles already. That is not good. It's So we're already seeing some stuff going on in Lake Charles. So that is bad news. This is not working. Winds are starting to really pick up. Rain. They are getting the first rain band from Hurricane Laura. James Storm Spotter did just go offline, which is interesting. Actual living weather. What are the echo tops currently? For the hurricane eye wall, at most of 54,000 foot echoes. For the eye wall. And that's currently. 54, yeah, 54,000 foot echoes, which is really high. Yeah. We're seeing some stuff going on with this. It's an insane storm. It's intense. She did get stronger. She did get stronger. I will agree with you on that. She did get stronger. Look at those velocities. 170 mile an hour velocities. Think about that. That's insane. Category 4 hurricane. Those are some insane velocities. A 174 mile an hour. Yes, very insane. But they did record 150 sustained winds from Laura from their latest round. This might be a category 5. I'm not 100% certain on that, but it's possible. So I guess we'll probably get an update soon, and we'll see what it says. That's what my velocities says. It does read a little higher. Well, this velocities thing does read higher than what the actual winds are. So it's probably right now at 150 mile an hour sustained winds. So it's close to a Cat 5. Let's just say it's very close to getting to be a Cat 5. Very possible if that next quadrant can pick up some heat like the last one did. Yeah. And guys, this is strengthening. It's still strengthening. $937 millibars. So this is probably has sustained winds of possibly 150 something, probably 155. They updated this kind of a bit ago, so it could have strengthened over the time they did update that. It's probably less than 155, but probably a little more than 150. Probably about 152, 151. as the hometown's area code, 937. This here says that the minimum central pressure is 940. Did they just get a... Was that from their latest update, 937 millibars? I'm on KPLC's channel, and that's what they said. 937 millibar pressure. Yep, they just said it. 1 a.m. projected landfall. It's still strengthening. I don't know what's gonna happen, but according to what you guys are saying, and according to what I'm seeing here, it's still strengthening. Can it hit 910? I don't know. 910, I don't think so, but I think at lowest of like 920 920 something is the lowest that it could hit, but that I probably shouldn't guess, because that is not very good to guess. Anyway. Very intense storm, guys. Very intense. It's still going. It's still strengthening. What are they saying for the rainfall? Still the same. I'm saying that because if that third quadrant can heat up, then we could be seeing that. Yeah, you're probably right. It's possible. It's very possible. That last little tall swirl. Oh. Oh, this is the closest one. So you're saying all of... Hold on. The orange area is getting larger too, yeah. So you're talking about here. I mean, we're talking about something down here. Yeah, alright, yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's possible. It's possible that it could strengthen here. Or it's possible that stuff could blow up here. That stuff can whip around and get some orange too. I mean, it's not all about the orange. It's also about just the whole storm in general. Now, this is a very dangerous hurricane. Big. The eye though is just it's impressive. It is not at 910 millibars. It's got a central pressure of, hold on. Central pressure of 940. Well, Electro Vibes did say 937 from one of the news things, but or one of the news stations. But either way, that's a good pressure. And I'm meaning that in a bad way. One of the tornado warnings has expired. I think it's this one that expired. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing in that really. Impressive rotation. Well, not the best thing of rotation, but it's rotation, so that's got to stay tornado warning. This one. The Vincent LA mayor said he saw the most beautiful rainbow today, and he said he knew it was going to be a monster coming because the Lord can create something so beautiful. He can also create something just as terrible. Probably makes sense. I mean, his saying, I guess, makes sense. I mean, monster, yeah, that's right. He's probably right about that because it is a monster hurricane. Was not expecting that one at all. I was not really expecting some sort of saying like that, but I was like, oh, okay, point taken, yeah. So, he's saying it's scary, and I'm concerned for those that stayed. Yeah, so am I, but they should have left when they were told to do so. Them staying is such a horrible idea for them doing. And evacuate if you're told to do so. because, you know, they're saying that there could be danger in your area, like that storm surge, or there's imminent danger in your area. So, either way, prayers, 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 prayers to everyone in the path of this hurricane. Very, very, true. So, facts, they told him, they did tell him, and they refused, so they should probably rather be safe than sorry, but I guess, well, you never want to be sorry for anything, especially with a hurricane that's projected to make landfall as a Cat 4 storm, potentially even a Cat 5. It can happen. It can happen. Yep, can't say they weren't warned. They cannot say that, actually. They sure cannot say that. So I guess this here's the path of the eye. Very skinny cone. So you already know it's gonna just go in that area or that direction anyway. Yep, going straight north. Right when it makes landfall, it's gonna pretty much go straight north. So yeah, major hurricane at landfall. But Cat 4, but it could be a 5. So and then it's pretty much gonna be a storm on 1 p.m. Thursday and 1 a.m. Friday, and then by 1 p.m. or 1 p.m. Thursday, 1 a.m. Friday, and then by 1 p.m. Friday, it'll be a depression. 1 a.m. Saturday, 1 p.m. Saturday, also set to be a depression, and then strengthen back into a storm as a remnant tropical storm on Sunday. And I don't know if you see this, but DC could be getting impacted from Laura's remnants. You know, some of you guys who do watch my channel do live in, I guess, the DMV. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. I'm even in the DMV, so we could be getting another tropical system. So I mean, the Mid-Atlantic's going to get affected from Laura, no matter what. But not as a very strong storm. I mean, these guys here are going to get affected from it. From it being pretty intense. Category 4, potential 5. And again, it's not off the table that it'll become a 5. Still intensifying as we speak. And yeah, yep, we sure could be. Yep, very true. So yeah, Laura is big storm, big hurricane, category 4. It's got potential to be a 5. Unfortunately. On her way out. Yup. On her way out. It is going to be a tropical storm again, but it looks to be kind of a remnant at that point. And I did see that it does re-strengthen here into from, well, here. It said that it's going to be at 30 miles an hour, but here they said that it could go up to 35 miles an hour. Which is strange. I've never kind of seen that before with any tropical system besides this one. And then here, it gains winds up to 40 miles an hour. So, here's the thing. High pressure system right here. That's what's pushing this thing up and out. Up into the mid-Atlantic, DC, Baltimore, Richmond area, and out back into the ocean, and potentially could impact Canada and some of maybe New England as well, and could potentially impact, I guess, Nova Scotia right there, and parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. So, yeah, that drastic of a re-strengthening. It's very interesting. Maybe it's interesting. It's interesting. I'll give it that. I'll give it that. We have kind of a skinny cone path here, so I mean it'll affect the DMV. It's potential that it's highly potential it'll affect the DMV. Very interesting. Very true. A good case study. Next 3 days. So we're seeing for the next 3 days. So, yeah, this is going to get pretty interesting. Is major flooding possible in the DMV? This is within the next 3 days, so there's no flash flood potential, so don't think so. Of hurricane birth to end. Yeah, pretty interesting to see this. So, it sure is pretty interesting seeing this, though, happening. Is major flooding likely in New Orleans? They're in a slight, so there's a low chance, but this is an historic event. That is very true, actually. Yeah. So yeah, it is. It is potential. Well, it is going to be a historic event. Um, Prayer 71 in the path of this. It's probably going to cause a lot of damage, billions of dollars in damage. It's very likely it'll do that. This is gonna be the last time this name is gonna be used. It's gonna be the last time it's gonna be used. You know, these guys here saw a bunch of damage from it already. Plus, all of this being added up, you know, that's just gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot. And it's very unfortunate to see that these guys here are getting hit by something that they haven't seen in forever. Um, if she's gonna prove to cost a lot of money. Yeah, probably. Yeah. This one's it's intense. So, um, um, so many areas, special industries will be affected. That is very true. Very true. New tornado. Wait, hold on. Is this a new tornado warning or is this the same one? I think this is the same one. We're seeing kind of the tornado warnings kind of decrease. So, yeah, this is a tornado warning. This one is located, or it's in effect for St. Helena Parish and Central and Mite counties. That's when it's in effect for. Meaning she's staying intact. Gas will be higher. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of changes will probably happen after this storm. What will we be seeing after this hurricane? That's a big question, and we could be seeing a lot. We could be seeing a lot of devastation after the hurricane. So, yes, unfortunately, yeah. Well, anyways, set to make landfall. I'm thinking it'll make landfall in between 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. Still a Category 4 hurricane. things could potentially change. 15 to 20 foot storm surge expected in Cameron. Yeah, very, very high storm surge. Unsurvivable storm surge. Yeah, peak storm surge. Yep, here. Yeah, it's a lot of storm surge. Ten to 15 here. 10 to 15 here. Even 8 to 12 foot storm surge is very dangerous. 6 to 9 feet also dangerous too. All storm surge is dangerous. That's the thing. All storm surge is dangerous. Hold on, guys, 1 second. Apologize about that. Brad Callahan, we need, please stop. Yeah, joking around isn't cool. Especially for this when people are potentially a bunch of people could lose their lives. You know, people are going to lose their lives. Already I don't how many people have lost their lives from lore already? Tropical storm Laura kills at least 33 people in Haiti and Dominican Republic. So 23 people have already lost their lives in this, and it's gonna get really bad. We could be seeing a bunch of people losing their lives in this storm, especially with the storm surge. And there's people who refuse to evacuate in this area. Anyways, yeah, let's. Very serious subject here, guys. So, well, hopefully everybody in the path of the storm is prepared for a lot, because this is a big storm. I've said it a bunch of times, and it's a big storm. And you know, first major hurricane of the Atlantic hurricane season, which is actually a fact. All the other named storms that we had here in the Atlantic hurricane season they were all either Category 1 hurricanes or tropical storms. But this is a major hurricane. Category 4. First major hurricane of the year is a Category 4, potential 5. So it's a big storm. So, and unfortunately to everyone in down here, I mean, 23 people have lost their lives, as I just saw. You know, we could be losing more people. And, you know, there's people who refuse to evacuate all in here. You know, they made up excuses to not evacuate. You know, they're probably unsurvivable storm surge. You know, just think about that. 15 to 20 foot storm surge is unsurvivable according to the Hurricane Center. I mean, you got to take their advice. You got to take what they say. I mean, you know, they're the Hurricane Center. They're probably the top ones, I guess, for hurricanes anyway, because, I mean, they're the Hurricane Center. Unsurvivable. Yeah, very true. So, as I'm seeing it, it's still a Category 4 hurricane. I was keeping an eye on to see if it does re-strengthen or not, or if it does strengthen even more and, you know, could become a Category 5, and still on the table for that. The water covered road just lost power. Really? In Lake Charles, correct? I mean, they just saw a band of rain come through. They did just see a band of rain come through. Looks like it's dissipated, but yeah, right there. So yeah, it's already starting to come. It's already starting to, you know, well, Lake Charles is already starting to see effects. At the moment, still see this tornado warning, which is gonna expire in 3 minutes. So yeah, there's still some rotation in that, so I don't know if they'll extend it or not, but they could. They're shutting down the highways. I mean, at that point, it's too late to evacuate. Hopefully everybody on the Louisiana coast has, you know, a plan to ride out the storm. They're talking about the tornadoes now. They're saying how difficult it is to pinpoint the areas that can get hit. Alright, so yeah, that tornado warning was just expired. But we do still have this tornado warning. which I did not see that until now. And it's probably for water spouts. Yeah, there's probably some water spouts all in through here. And one there too, probably. So that's probably what this tornado warning is for. Yeah, water spouts. So yeah, these are all gonna move on shore. Yeah, as I said, yeah. These are water spouts, potential water spouts. Echo tops. Let's see the echo tops. 31,000 foot echo tops. 29,000. So not very high. I would expect them to be higher, but I mean, echoes don't always go for, you know, the storms here, which I mean is true. So it's dropping due to the land. Those outer, yeah, it's just the outer bands. Like the outer bands are, you know, the parts of hurricanes that can produce you know, a bunch of tornadoes. We do have a tornado warning, so hopefully everybody in this tornado warning is underground. Well, probably not underground. Well, yes, underground. Or in a safe spot like a closet or a bathroom with a mattress over them, because, you know, there's probably some water spouts in here that could move on shore, you know, and they could be tornadoes. So, all those lakes and bays. Um, bias. Bias. Okay. I thought you like meant to say bays, but instead of that, bayous. Oh, bayous, bayous. Okay, bayous. Okay, okay. Thank you, bayous. Sorry about that. Um, that's a big wind velocity. 130 mile an hour wind velocity. That's a big wind velocity, actually. So there's probably something in there. I'm very certain that there's something, in there. Cannot look at that because it won't tell me much. You're good. Thank you for the positive feedback there, Electro Vibes. All positive feedback is appreciated. It's just great. $130. Yup. Any reports on hurricane hunters going in? Hurricane hunters. I think there's some in this actually right now. I do not see any reports on this, but I did hear maybe around like when I first started streaming, yes, there were hunters going into the storm. So yeah, there's probably hunters going into the hurricane. Um, it's gonna be very interesting. Yeah, interesting to see what they say about this because it could be a 5, that which is not off the table yet for being a Cat 5 hurricane. So I've been streaming for 2 hours. And I'm getting kind of tired, so I might maybe end it in around half an hour. And probably 30 minutes. From 20 to 30 minutes, I'll probably end it. Because I am kind of getting tired of streaming. How close is it? Wait, how close is the thing of rotation? So what direction is the thing of rotation? So the rotation is moving in this direction. So the path it's going in, it's around 11 miles away. There's most certainly something in this. Oh, Laura. Laura. This is one insane storm. Thanks for the excellent coverage, ELW. You are very welcome. I'm very happy to stream this for you guys because I'm getting my information out to you guys, and I'm just protecting all you. Giving you guys information on this storm. If you're in this path of this storm, Ray, please stay safe. I mean, we're here to keep up to date, or we're here to give people information on extreme weather events like this. So and I really do appreciate some of the positive feedback that you have been giving us lately. So all positive feedback is very appreciated. Or it's really appreciated. So glad you are here. And hopefully everybody is safe in this storm. Um, we're still seeing this tornado warning, which is actually in effect for these supercells. Let's live weather. Take away my mod. I don't deserve it anymore. Why not? I think you've been giving us good info in the chat. On the Louisiana scanners now. Alright, if you want the county is Cameron Parish and Vermilion Parish in southwestern Louisiana. Goodbye, guys. This will be the last time you see me in chat. Alright, why? What's going on? Also, so let's say we kind of have dual things of rotation, or even, well, here these are really looking positive. Those are some good looking things of rotation. Alright, see you, NB. Thanks for being a part of us. I mean, if you're actually leaving, then I'll leave your mod role for a little bit if you decide to come back, but you're still here. I sure am still here covering. Anyways, hello Brian She. How are you doing? Hope you're doing great, cause you know I am. I'm tired, but I am. Anyways, so great, I'm not tired at all, LOL. I'm tired because I've been streaming for a little bit, couple hours. I know people have streamed all day, but I've just been streaming for a couple hours. I mean, I've streamed 8 hours once. It was kind of tiring at the end. 53, 52. So that's some nice rain in there. So that'll. Well, all of this here, all of this down here is really what's going to cause a flash flooding. It's really just the whole storm up here, which will just cause a lot of flash flooding. Yep, it's been a great stream. Yep. Thank you for the positive feedback. Always appreciated. I know it. I love it when you stream. Thank you so much for the positive feedback, Brian. Very appreciated. I'm glad you like my streams. I'm glad to do them. I'm very glad to do these. Just a super, ultra, super, super soaker. Probably true. Probably very true. Not probably. It is very true. Flash flood potential was at high risk. So there's a big flash flood risk for Louisiana. Ryan Chi, thanks. You are very welcome. Very high risk. Yeah. Let's actually go ahead and take a look at the flash flood potential. And yeah, high risk right there. 50% risk for flash flooding. So that is very high. Before you know it, we're going to be seeing a bunch of flash flood warnings popping up all across Louisiana, all in through here. And even higher in that, all in through here. So, it's got some pretty large rainfall. Storm surge is really high too. That's why they tell people to evacuate, is because of the storm surge. Very dangerous storm surge as well. Yep, still triple digit wind speeds. Yeah. I gotta go in 15 minutes. All right. I'm probably gonna end the stream in 15 minutes too. Love the setup. Thank you for the positive feedback again. Love it. So actually, I'm gonna go ahead and review this one more time, just to give you guys another thought on what all the predictions are saying on the Hurricane Center. So here's right now, maximum winds, sustained winds, is at 150 miles an hour, which that's pretty fast. That's close to a Category 5, so 6 more of those, then you're out of 5. Moving north-northwest at 15 miles an hour, so around 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. it'll make landfall in that time frame around. So wind speeds, as we can see, we're seeing a lot of those like golds and pinks and reds. This is tropical storm force winds, by the way. Very high wind probabilities all in through Louisiana, Arkansas, and Texas there, but mainly our Louisiana is going to get a lot of it. 50 knot wind speed probabilities, or 58 mile an hour wind speed probability. Seeing a lot of that up in through Louisiana, Lake Charles, parts of Beaumont. Seeing that too. Those are some very windy conditions. 58 mile an hour winds is pretty strong. You got hurricane force winds, which is 74 and above. We're seeing those really high probabilities in through here. Lake Charles, a little bit of Beaumont is in the the larger risk of tropical storm force winds with or hurricane force winds with Hurricane Laura. So we're going to take a look at the cone path, of course. It is supposed to make landfall as a major hurricane, Category 4, around 1 a.m., 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. So that's when it's going to make landfall about. U.S. rainfall potential. Very wet conditions all in through pretty much here. I mean, if you're in any of these here, you're going to be seeing wet conditions. But especially for anyone in here, that can cause flash flooding. 4 inches of rain, that's a lot of rain. Well, it can be a lot of rain. The reds, though, 10 inches of rain, that's a lot of rain. Super soaker. So, very true that it is a super soaker. Flash flood risk over the next 3 days. We're seeing a high risk in the pink. 50%. Anyone in there is going to be seeing a flash flood warning. Or they're going to be seeing flash flooding anyway. A lot of rain. And you got, the 20% moderate. Those guys are probably going to be seeing flash flooding as well. And then the slight and marginal, those are also some flash flood potentials, but they might not be seeing as much as what these guys will be seeing here. Probably should say these guys here. Storm surge, very dangerous thing about hurricanes. 15 to 20 foot storm surge, unsurvivable, according to what the Hurricane Center says. 10 to 15 foot storm surge is also very, very dangerous. Probably also kind of what they would say about that as well, unsurvivable. 8 to 12 foot storm surge, very dangerous as well. Same for the 6 to 9 foot, that's also dangerous. 45 miles from shore. Yeah, that's pretty far from shore. See, there's a shore here. And then 45 miles. So yeah, that's far inland. Now, all these people here will be seeing storm surge, especially anyone in here, because that's 15 to 20 foot storm surge. So it's going to be bad. Dangerous, very dangerous. Yeah, prayers to everyone in the path of this. I mean, I take tropical weather very seriously, and I like I take it very seriously because of what hurricanes can do. Is they can do a lot, and they can do a lot of damage. It's something I do not mess around with. It's something that no one should. If you're told to evacuate, leave, because they're predicting danger, very large amounts of danger in your area. So and good luck to everyone who stayed back, because you were told to evacuate, but then you didn't do it. So that really puts your life very at risk. So hopefully those guys do have a way to ride out the storm, and hopefully they do find a way to survive. But as I said, unsurvivable storm surge really tells you that there could be a lot of damage done in this area, and historic changes very possible, unfortunately. So a very dangerous storm is very unfortunate that they're going to be hitting. They're going to be hit by a very large Cat 4 and potential 5. So that is something that I will keep an eye on for is further intensification. Anyway, very dangerous situation. Very true. This is a Cat 4. Major hurricane. Very major hurricane. So, still do have that tornado warning. So I think this will do me for today, probably. Let's actually take a look at the satellite imagery, because it's probably looking pretty impressive. It's looking very impressive on the satellite imagery right there. It's still intensifying a lot. So yeah, so if you guys haven't, make sure to like the stream, subscribe to my channel, turn on post notifications so you can get notified for my latest uploads or streams, because that's what I do mainly now, and that's what I've always been doing. But anyways, this does me for it. Well, this does me for today anyways, and I will be going live tomorrow to do more coverage on this hurricane. And hopefully everyone will stay safe. Prayers to everyone in the path of the storm. And this does do me for tonight. So farewell, y'all. See you, NB. Thank you for being here today. Hopefully I'll see you again maybe soon in another stream, but yeah, so does do me for tonight, and I'm getting tired of streaming, so that's why I'm going to be ending it here. So, but anyways, thanks for watching today's stream. Thanks for everyone who tuned in, and prayers to everyone in Louisiana. And yep. See you guys soon. I'm out. Stay safe.